Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Bruce Campbell. I play the character of Ash on Ash vs. Evil Dead. On behalf of Sam Raimi and Rob Tappert, my excellent partners, we want to welcome you to more DVD commentary for Season 2, Episode 2. Joining me today, is there Lucy in the house?
Yes, sir. Lucy.
Hello.
Ruby.
Welcome, Ruby.
Gracias.
And Dana, are you in the house?
I am Dana DiLorenzo, Kelly Maxwell.
Nicely. What about you, Ray? You here to play?
Pablo in the house, if it.
Sweet. We're about to save the world for this episode,
Yes.
but I don't know if it's going to happen.
Shit happens in this episode.
Shit does.
More of the great dad, Lee Majors.
Oh, man, this scene. Oh, look at Bruce. Baby
That's another one.
Bruce.
I used to be
Doorbell.
tough and ruthless. Now I'm rough and toothless. Go, Dad.
Oh,
See, this is where we got a little callback. This is where Ash, we realize Ash is actually not the guy we think he is. His dad was that guy.
the record scratch.
Jesus. Whoa. That cyborg hand of yours got something against knocking on doors?
Sorry, Dad, just going up to my room.
It looks like
And you can see more of their excellent, thoughtful relationship that plays out in this season.
By the
Ash
way,
is kind of like a
Pablo.
teenager. Yeah, got it, Dad. Thanks. Just got to go.
the fact that Lee Majors, that Brock calls you, Lucy, Ruby, Bigfoot the entire season.
Yeah,
just
it's pretty good.
Oh, God, it's so funny.
goes what? I didn't give you enough hugs?
Oh, he's so good.
Sack up, sunshine.
Sack up, sunshine.
Lee trained under the great Barbara Stanwyck, one of my favorite
Wow.
old-time actors on the Big Valley, a show in the 60s. Lee has done, I think, 4 shows now that have each gone 100 episodes or more. Lucy, you've done that. I did that with Burn Notice. It's a tough thing to do over 100 episodes, and Lee has done this over and over. He did with Big Valley, The Fall Guy, and, of course, the $6 Million Man. And I love the fact that we did the gag reference of
Yeah.
Ash and his bionic hand. We had to.
Had
There was
to.
no way that we were not going to do some kind of reference.
Oh, and by the way, Bigfoot has a name. It's Ruby.
You tell him, Ruby.
Ruby. Well, tell your story, walk in. I'm done conversating. Time for some fornicating.
Oh, Lee, you're bad. You're so bad.
One of my
And
favorite.
Lee's a good family man, ladies and gentlemen. He's been married
Yes.
for 47 years to Faith, his darling, darling
Oh,
wife.
Faith. This is one of my favorite things coming up. The fact that we are upstairs in Ash's house when we get the script, we see what's going to happen. Okay, so we're going to go into Ash's bedroom. I was so pumped as a fan of the films to see what Ash's bedroom actually looked like.
Well, this is a cool season because this is an Easter egg season.
Yes.
The whole thing is just littered with characters from the past, echoes, torments. And I love the fact we're going to see, Ash's room.
It's the best. Can't wait.
I'd like to tell people that I slept there to prepare for it, but no. The one gag I missed the clap on, clap off. Like it still works after all this time.
Maybe Ash could find that season 3. He
But I
finds
love
in
all
the
the-
attic.
All those dangerous plugs, all, in the
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
outlet there.
everything exposed, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's just not a safe bedroom at all.
Oh, there's so much great detail in this room.
And
of course,
Susie
poor
Quattro
Eli.
and Ted Nugent and those guys all had to give permission, surely, for you to have
Yeah,
their
all
posters.
of them. That's what's so amazing, too,
Yeah.
is that it's one thing to just throw a bunch of crap on the wall. It's another thing to get permission to throw all that crap on the wall.
Yeah.
And thank you for the lava lamp. That was an essential
That's
part of my
amazing.
childhood during the harsh
See
Michigan
the porn?
winters.
See those porn?
Those
Pictures-
God, that 80s bush.
I had to stand there for like 8 days facing
Yeah, Lucy and I had a problem with
the
that whole thing.
centerfolds. Oh, there was
And then
one
they
that
had all
was-
those magazines laying around, and we would just be cackling, laughing at these centerfolds.
and a little excited.
This is easy. We'll be back in the Sunshine State before you can say Fort Ticonderoga. Where'd you put it?
Where did I put it? It's a surprise.
Yeah, surprise.
This is an endoscope. Oh,
It's
horrible.
cadaverlicious. I can't believe that what's about to happen happened in the second episode.
Yes.
This is cool.
Yeah, this is a bizarre sequence.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God. Oh. It's the sound effect. It's the sound effect of it.
Oh! Peel your cap.
It's just gelatinous stuff. Come on, actors.
Oh my
Jeez.
God.
Pretty gnarly, though, because there would be a guy, that would be that guy late at night. He'd have that music on.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
But
he would
what
only
is he
sort of be
doing?
paying attention.
He's
Yeah.
doing autopsies
You know.
Got it.
in the morning.
He's just killing time. Emphasis on killing.
Uh-oh.
This is directed by the great Tony Tilsey. Tony did a couple episodes the first season.
God.
Tony's from Australia, and he is just a bang-up director. Really sweet guy, really inventive, and he's really great on mood and atmosphere. And we were very fortunate to have him back. We're trying to get him for season 3.
And I find that he's another one who also gets it. What Evil Dead is. He
Gets it.
the
Tony's a
sequence.
filmmaker. He takes a little bit more of a movie approach, not so much random television with this camera shooting this way or that way. He's a little more of a stylist, and it's really nice. And he's just a super guy.
And he's not afraid to laugh. Like if at the end
Oh,
of the
no,
scene,
no, no.
he
If you make
loves
Tony
it.
laugh,
He
that's
loves
good.
it.
That's
Yeah.
the whole point. You watch him behind the monitor.
Yes.
Even if something horrible is happening, he's usually laughing. That's a Rob Tappert right there. Rob was a big fan of stabbing like Achilles tendon. So that's why in Evil Dead, they got a pencil in the Achilles tendon.
Do you know I've never seen this before?
No?
This episode? Well, Lucy, you're in for a treat because there's some gnarly stuff coming.
Well, I remember seeing it filmed, but I realize now watching this, I've never seen this whole thing cut together.
I love the family meeting thing. We got to keep
Yeah.
that going,
Yeah.
guys. We always got to have a family meeting where it's just the three of us. We only trust each other. We never trust anybody else. I love how we don't trust anybody.
Yes.
But we do actually kind of trust ourselves now at this point.
I love it.
You know, and we level with each other. I like
do.
that. Even though I don't always take your advice. But as the
Probably
leader,
never.
you
In
know,
fact-
I get advice and then I dish it out.
Like a Halloween pumpkin if she even looks at me funny.
Damn, Pop.
Now, I believe that. I believe that Pablo would be loyal and not let her get out.
Yes.
Yes,
That's
because
the
he's
team.
never
That's the
liked
beauty
her.
of the team.
So now people call me powerful, ask me to sign posters, powerful vagina.
Do they
it's a-
really?
So
Yes,
fucking
because-
thanks a lot, guys.
Wow.
I think it's a
Rest of your
compliment.
life, Ray.
It's a
Rest of your
Can you
life.
compliment.
sign it, powerful vagina? I'm like,
Because
Except
it's now
it takes a
become a
long
thing.
time to write powerful vagina.
Yes, it does. It's become a thing. People love it. I love that has become empowerment. Powerful vagina.
Go PV.
But save yourself the
PV.
ink. Just put like PV or something.
There you
Just,
go.
you know, give yourself a little.
Ruby's like a cat. She's fickle. You want to like take. She's fickle like a cat. I don't trust her
Nice.
ever.
It's a good analogy. And then she'll claw your eyes out.
Exactly.
I love doing all these scenes. This episode, Bruce, we had a lot of time together. People only knew how much you threw out there that was improvised. You always say the lines, but there's so many good things in there, and half of which
Well,
you can't.
what I
even
like
use all
about
of
it is that anytime Ash talks about sex, which is always, he completely grosses out his other two partners. You know, they're like, oh, please, don't talk about it. I can't imagine Ash having sex. It's just too horrifying.
Exactly.
Lillian Prendergast.
Lillian Pendergrass.
Oh my God.
I'm talking about. She wore these tiny little polyester
Like a
shorts.
I know
peach.
that
little
caboose
polyester
anywhere. That's
shorts.
just so obscene.
Perfect
Next
peach.
words better be the end, or I will shoot us both.
And when you know that your other characters don't want to hear that, that's when you can milk it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That's the time to just stretch it out.
No.
I think Kelly gets more frustrated with Ash than anybody, and it's like Ash just keeps pushing that button. Loves it. It's like pulling the pigtails.
And this is a great turn.
Tool time's gonna have to wait because Dad's got a job.
what?
Whoopsie. Oh, man. It's one of my favorite lines. Not again. Like Dad's been doing this over and over and over again.
I love this sign on the truck too.
Yeah.
Brock has wood. Wonder where Kenwood County came from. There's got to be some guy in the art department named Ken.
Yeah.
I have to say, Cal, sorry, Dana. This this sequence of you with the soda machine, it really, I mean, you really killed it. I watched this over and over again, and I just think you're so good in it.
Oh, thank you. Well, you
And
know,
you
we
look
had to have
good.
something to offset what's about to happen
She
with
finally has had a good
Ash.
actor to work opposite, eh?
Finally,
true.
yes. Can we just get Stephen Lovett back so I could finally have
No,
a good
that's
Just
so
that
actor?
machine.
machine.
Soda machine.
I think and actually, Stephen and I really went for it, and I actually broke the machine when I threw him into it, which you will see, because once that pop machine's broken, they only had one Faygo pop machine. So once that's broken, it's like, oh well, we're just gonna have to keep going.
Move on.
All right, the machine is broken. Let's just carry on.
You could see it for 1 second. Now this, okay, I have so many questions because I remember when we read this at the table read, and everyone, even just on paper, was howling and gagging and laughing. And so to have it actually translate and be even more ridiculous.
But let's go. Let's tell the whole story. This started as Ash fighting a possessed colon. And then Mr. Rob Tappert, Mr. Producing good friend partner Rob Tappert went, no. You want to know what? We got to go bigger. And I'm like, Rob, is there a bigger? Is there a bigger than a fight with a colon? Yeah, there is. The colon wants to take you home. I said, take me home. Home. Where the colon lives? Exactly. That's what the people want. So according to Rob, it was imperative that the sequence get upped even beyond what it really was on the paper when we did our read-through. So this was an evolving scene. And I like Ash. He's such a Nimrod that he, didn't
hell was
check
that?
first. He just starts
Intestines.
hacking away. and,
It's such a
you know,
good gag. It's such a good
You know,
gag.
of course,
Oh my God.
It's such
so
a good-
grisly.
such a
so
good gag.
grisly.
and you know the people who were hired to play the dead bodies for that scene, I told each of them, I said, you thought when you signed that piece of paper that you just had to lie like a dead body all day long, that was going to be like an easy job. And I'd check in with them every 2 hours as we would shoot that sequence because they'd put piles of blood and viscera and goo on them, and they couldn't move.
I thought those weren't Shemp, like mannequins.
There were mannequins, but whenever they had someone who was really in a critical position, they used a human.
Wow.
And they couldn't move for hours and hours. And I'm like, you got the chump's job today.
I mean, I hope they were breathing.
They weren't breathing. We
Okay,
told them
good.
you can't breathe.
Oh, okay.
Oh, my nerves. Look at that. That's horrifying.
this
So half of
payoff-
those are mannequins. The other half are actually humans who have to lie there with the
Shit.
crap on top of them.
Terrible.
Look at this.
Of course.
Oh, Ash, you dummy.
Dummy.
Ash, look first, cut later.
Jeez.
I love that Ash's
Cut once.
mottos keep changing. Like shoot first, think never. Think never.
Well, he's an evolving character,
Look
as we
first,
know.
cut later.
All right, let's just get this thing out of here and go home and have a sandwich.
Of course, there you are. Come on.
Brisket.
Oh, my God.
Big thanks also to the special effects guys. You know, again, doing 15 feet of colon that has to be movable,
Articulated.
placeable, wrappable, not wreckable. You know, a lot of work for these guys, a lot of reset. And they had to build cadavers that would, fit over my head. Now, Faygo, that was the Michigan pop. And we said pop. We didn't say soda.
Exactly.
In Michigan, you said pop. And the Ramey household, they had Faygo, but it was always diet Faygo.
Oh.
So they had the horrible Faygo. They had the red
Saccharin
pop.
in those
The
days.
extra
Diet
chemical
red
Faygo.
pop.
Red
Nasty.
pop.
Now, what's the fuck the clock thing, by the way?
Fuck the Clock is, again,
Eddie
out of
Smith.
the genius, of our costume designer, wardrobe designer, Barbara Dara. Fuck the Clock, yes, Lucy, is an homage to Patti Smith because Kelly is very rock and roll, and that's what that means. Fuck the Clock.
She's the new Patti Smith.
Sure. All right, I'll accept.
And Steven's good because he can do humor also. You know, some actors who are great on stage doing serious theater, they can't always do the gags, and he was
Yeah.
good at both.
Well, he was pretty serious in this one. Okay. So first
So
question
why?
is here's my question. First of all, did you think they had to make different bodies and decide the size of the penis? First of all, is that a thing?
Well, you have to make those are all part of the critical decision-making meetings.
So
Like
there were
how big is the
meetings.
man's penis? Should we pierce the penis? Which I learned only then that it's called a Prince Albert. I apologize for my lack of
But
worldly
that's Evil
knowledge.
Dead. You don't want just a penis, right?
You want
that's
an
not Evil Dead.
uncircumcised Prince
Yes,
Albert's
exactly.
penis.
The full Monty.
Yeah,
Wow.
you want the full Monty. That's right.
Now
and,
they
and
also
a little more.
these guys had to create a thing where the little mouth would bite, and they had to have a way to have it like come at me. So they had a series of cables that they would pull. They would make it go one way or the other, but sometimes they would pull a cable and it would just hit me in the face because it wasn't a precision instrument, which I guess was part of the point.
It reminds me of Little Shop of Horrors.
Oh yeah, totally.
Deaths lately. And then all of a sudden, you and that bozo roll into town.
Wow. So good. Steven. He plays like the guy you want to hate so well.
I know. And
Like,
he's such a
honestly.
good
Totally.
man, eh?
He's a smug bastard.
He really is. And it was great because it was the first time I'd ever met him. And I said, hey, when don't hold back, really go for it. And there's a whole bunch of stuff that just didn't make the cut that he really went for it, like up against the machine. And then we really kicked the shit out of each other that day. Oof.
Oh,
So watch. I'll break it right here. I think that's because then we couldn't shoot again. Watch. See this? See on the left? The whole thing.
Oh, it's
completely.
The machine is
yes.
broken. We're going to have to move on now.
That's it.
Big kudos to Rysho Vezilev again.
Rysho.
He's the one being dragged across the floor. And so this is the March of Doom. This is where you know it's just there's no way in hell this is going to end well.
Oh, with the
Yeah.
stuff shooting out of it, though. Why the stuff
Oh
shooting
yeah,
out of it?
like you needed that, right?
With the sound effect.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
Not
Up the butt. Not up the butt. Oh yeah. 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 A horrible realization. I'm in the butt.
Oh God, so
I'm
funny.
in the butt. That's sort of it's a cadaver cam. The
Is it?
camera was attached to all of us as we ran around the room.
Bruce, I seem to remember this went on for days. You had to keep getting back into the costume,
Yeah,
right?
they kept bringing us back because they would say, okay, now the colon has to grab your penis now and wrap around and do. So they kept coming up with different stuff. So yeah, my favorite sequence never ended.
Now, is that cadaver body heavy for you to be moving around like
Very
that?
awkward and wobbly.
Yeah, it must
and
be hard.
yeah, it'll throw you back out.
One of my favorite lines.
This town is only big enough for one asshole.
That asshole is me.
Bada boom. See ya.
Bruce, are you being asked to do commencement speeches and things? You ought to do colleges for huge fees, man.
No, because they've seen the show. Lillian Pendergrass. See, this show's about mystery and intrigue as well.
That's not Lillian Pendergrass.
What?
Uh-oh.
There's trouble at home.
Hey, that's your resting face, Lucy.
That's-
Which she-
Resting bitch face.
You've got the
Yeah.
Lillian Pendergrass. Is it Pendergrass or
Pendergrass.
Pendergrass.
I always pronounce it wrong. I
Me
kept saying
too.
Pendergrass, and they'd say, oh, yeah, Bruce, let's go to T at the end, Pendergrass. And I go, right, Lillian Pendergrass. I kept getting it wrong.
Pendergast.
Pendergrass, yeah.
Oh, bugger.
They're drinking. Dad drinks Shemps, too. That's important to note. He passed the long line of Shemps tradition down to me.
Also, in a
I
blue
love that
shirt,
they're
I
watching
just realized.
Spartacus.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I didn't even notice.
Was that what they're watching?
Yeah.
What?
Come on, you're the one who...
DVD extras. We all learn something
I
new.
wasn't crying.
You see, the book has never attached itself to a human before.
Is this the moment, Ray, where you go, bing?
Oh, that comes later.
What moment are you talking about?
You'll see.
You'll see. My little
Ray and I
son.
spent like 4 or 5 days in this room.
Yeah.
And Ray isn't method, but he's a little bit methody, you know? So it was like working with somebody who hates you for 5 days.
Nice. So he's not even like saying hello at the tea table.
Oh, it might be, but it's a hi.
Shit. What happened in there?
Oh, let's go with colonoscopy. What the hell happened here?
He was abusing his power. I informed him of my rights.
With a sledgehammer?
Not my fault he got a glass jaw.
Wow. I love the fact that years ago they tortured this guy who became the sheriff,
Yeah.
and he would whiz himself, so he could never really complain, or that they were beating him up and picking on him. So they would just keep tormenting him, and he'd keep whizzing himself. It was a good plan.
It
and
was.
It still works.
We used to beat him up. He would whiz himself, but he never told the teachers why.
Because he pissed himself.
Bingo.
I think he deserves it.
Of course he does. Ash is not malicious for no reason.
Oh, newsflash, we're gonna get home and save Pablo. Lillian is a deadite.
Oh, she's a lovely woman. This.
Yes.
I like this line. Give me
And
some
in the
Splenda.
80s, she was like, oh, not a model. Maybe she
Yeah,
was a
she was
model.
she was an actress as well, she said.
Yeah, and she met Lee in the 80s briefly on something, but
No, I think they went out. I think it was more than that. She caught Lee when he had a little few years as kind of a bad boy.
oh, I don't know. She was very
caught up.
discreet with me then. That's not
Yes.
the
With
impression I
Just a
got.
little
But
bit. I think there might have been a little wink going on, but a long time ago. Uh-oh.
you starting.
What about your dad? I'm glad that you had a wardrobe change after, I think, this episode. Otherwise, we would have to keep this up for a while. The having scenes and then reminding ourselves that he smells like shit from a cadaver.
Well, you always have to dial it down, too, though. As soon as Ash gets covered with crap, every subsequent scene, you have to take some of it away.
Right.
Just magically so that you can add it. If you actually had real continuity, every character would be gray by the end of the episode. So you have to artificially clean them up. It's a very tricky process.
Yes. I love this scene, too, with these kids, also Kiwi actors, who do a great job of being those little shitheads.
They were good. They were little shits.
Don't they look like twins, though?
And I told these guys, they were a little nervous. They knew who I was. And I said, you know, you got to forget that you're doing anything with me. You have to be a little shit and a little asshole and don't, really bring it.
Yeah.
And they were really good, I thought.
Yeah.
Sit and spin, a very 70s term.
Bruce, I think you and I went on like 7 different little
like
things
an hour.
of that.
We
were
ran
like,
out of set.
They're like, all right, we need to move on.
Ray, what's happening here?
Well,
Wait, Ray's being strung up by wires? Say it ain't so.
I'm being hogtied. Actually, for the first time in my life, believe it or not.
And not the last.
This was actually not that uncomfortable. Everyone thought it was uncomfortable.
Well, you were in a harness, right?
Yeah. It was
And these
hard.
stunt guys, they're getting so good at, rigging and all that. And they would never intentionally hurt anybody.
No, I'm
But
sorry.
they pinch
He
sometimes.
says
They
it
get your
wasn't that
gonads
bad.
sometimes.
It was bad.
This is awesome.
He was just in the scene.
I freaked out when I saw this. I was like, what? What?
It's pretty bad.
No, wait!
It happened again, didn't it?
Here it comes. Here it comes, Ray, my favorite. Oh, wait, not that. Not that.
Oh, jeez.
Not that.
This sequence took a long time.
This was a complicated sequence. It's kind of a weird fight scene. It's
Yeah.
2% convoluted, but it's pretty interesting and violent. Because it's hard to tell with images 3 things happening at the same time. It's actually very difficult to film multiple things happening at once.
Yeah, well, it's all triangulated. That's the problem.
Yeah. And, you want to keep track of everybody, know what they're up to. And as an actor during these scenes, you can't worry about having egg on your face like Lucy there because they know they're going to edit it very tightly and no one will be sitting around with their thumb up their butt.
Yes, Pablo.
I was scared that I was actually going to hit her with the...
Yes. Such an Evil Dead
Oh,
shot.
man.
Okay, what did I tell you about not touching any of my stuff? Except to tidy up.
You ready to tell me what you
Yes,
saw?
Ray.
You tried to kill me. You slit my throat with some sort of a...
Blink. Ray, I love it so much. Oh, ball.
balls.
Bill,
Bill.
Ball.
To raise up their father. I don't see the book. Where's,
Look at your face.
where's the Necronomicon? You failed.
Let me tell you something. Ash Williams doesn't know the meaning of a lot of words, but I really don't know the meaning of
I love that too. How Ash can say something that is a dig at himself, but he thinks he's complimenting himself.
He's
in a
bragging.
way.
Yeah,
You
that's
know?
how Ash brags.
God, it's brilliant.
Ah, the Delta.
Oh, why I honor.
So long, I had to start without you. Thought I told you to stay upstairs. Where in the hell is Lillian?
What's
Okay, this
this
is bad
song?
news. The Delta is gone, and the book is in the Delta.
Yep. Right up the poop.
Right up the pooper. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. Episode 2, Season 2, Ash vs. Evil Dead. Thank you, fellow thespians.
Thank you, Bruce
Thanks,
Campbell.
Brucey.
Thank you, Tony
Does anyone
Silsey.
know what song this is? Because I really want to rock out to it in my house.
It'll be in the end credits. You'll see it at the end.
Rob will know it.
Yes, I heard that Rob actually is one of the secret deciders of all the credit songs. Is that true?
Yeah,
and
Rob's
Janine?
always looking at music for everything.
Rob's a music guy. He
I want
likes
to
his
listen
music.
to Rob's playlists. These are amazing.
Yeah, he's got lots of.
Wow.
Bang, 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 bang.
This should be like Ash's
Bang, bang,
music
bang,
whenever he
bang,
walks.
bang, bang, bang.
Actually, no, it should just be Bruce's music whenever he walks
Bang,
on set.
bang,
I'll just be your
bang,
hype man,
bang,
Bruce,
bang.
to walk with
great.
your
Crank
music
up the
behind
music.
you.
Bang, bang,
Brilliant.
bang, bang, bang.